everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. Thank you for returning for part 3 of my series of the 50 scariest movies you've never seen or may have never seen or probably haven't heard of, but maybe you have, who cares. It's just naming some lesser known movies. And we left off with number 31, Lamora. So now we're at 30. And that is a movie called Taurus Trap from 1979. That movie is so weird and creepy. It's just... what's that sound? It's just bizarre. It is... You know, and you're like, are these things, it's these mannequins at this sideshow attraction that's kind of getting lost in the dust of a new highway, and it's weird. It's really disturbing. It's scary, but I can imagine I didn't see this when I was a little kid, but if I had seen this as a little kid, it probably would have scared the poop out of me. It's very creepy. And Taurus Trap, by the way, replaces Burnt Offerings, which is a great movie, but I really don't feel like that. I think that a lot of people have heard of that movie. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so for 29 on my list is Alice, Sweet Alice from 1976, and that replaces The Funhouse. Alice, Sweet Alice is a Catholic schoolgirl movie. Brooke Shields is in it for a very brief amount of time. And it's just very 70s, I've watched it recently, and in watching it recently, I'm like, you know, watching this movie is so 70s. Like, it has just, it's almost like the makers of this film went, you know, in 30, 40 years, people are going to look back on this and say this movie is what the 70s are. And I mean, the fashion, the cars, the way they talked, everything, it was weird. But, you know, and the killer isn't who you think it is. And it's just, and it's not a ghost story. It's something that could really happen. And it's just very creepy. And I like it. I think it's a good movie. And this poor little girl in it, and yeah, she's kind of a brat, but she's just... I think she's just fed up with people treating her the way they do, and that's why she's a brat. So, I don't know. You'll have to see it for yourself. Again, I don't know if that's really that unheard of, but they said it is, so. Next is number 28, Pumpkinhead from 1988, and that replaces Halloween 3, Season of the Witch on my list. You know, that was earlier on my list. That was number 41. Pumpkinhead is, when I saw that, and I saw it about when it came out, it's, the monster is, you can see that they're starting to improve on monster quality in horror movies around 1986, 1987, and Pumpkinhead was 1988. You could definitely see a huge improvement on the monsters in these movies. From like the earlier 80s, 70s, 60s, of course. But the monster is just so... I don't know why he's called Pumpkinhead, because he doesn't have a pumpkin head. He's big, crazy, skinny head, but he's a very scary monster. I mean, I wouldn't want to be chased by him. But it's, this movie has heartbreak in it and revenge, and then someone coming to the realization that, oh, wait, we can't take this kind of revenge. You know, and it's just, it's a really, really good, scary movie. I think it's a good jumping off point for someone who might want to start watching horror movies, but they don't know where to start. I think Pumpkinhead, if you're especially someone that might like monsters or creatures, you might really enjoy Pumpkinhead. And number 27 is Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984, and that replaces a movie called Hard Candy with Ellen or Elliot Page. And it's, the reason, I just don't think Hard Candy even belongs on this list. I don't think it's a horror movie. I mean, it may be a horror movie for guys who you see on To Catch a Predator, but I just don't think Hard Candy is really a horror movie. But Silent Night, Deadly Night, I remember when this movie was getting ready to come out, and my dad was jazzed. He was ready for it because there was so much controversy. And this was pre-internet controversy. If we had the internet the way it is now in 1984, it would have been a disaster. But the makers of Silent Night, Deadly Night probably couldn't be happier with the controversy, because now it's like a cult classic. It's, you know, Santa Claus is a bad guy. It's not really Santa. It's not really Santa. It's a young man who's been scarred by someone dressed as Santa, and now he's grown up and he's being forced to dress as Santa at a Halloween party, and things just go wrong. And it's a great movie. It's mean and it's unapologetic, and it had so much controversy attached to it that, you know, I had to see it. So as soon as my dad was able to get a hold of it, we watched it. And I was like, well, it was just a slasher horror movie, except the slasher was dressed as Santa. What is that guy's name? Mickey Rourke. I think it was Mickey Rourke. He complained about it. He was like, we've got to protect our beliefs or something like that. But then he was in Silent Deadly Night 5, I believe. So, and it was he probably realized how much of a joke it would be for him to be in it, and that's probably why he did it, but you know. Okay, so now we're moving on to number 26, and it's April Fool's Day from 1986, and that replaces a movie called Castle Freak. April Fool's Day is one of the first horror movies I saw with a twist, and I saw it probably in 1986, so I didn't know to expect a twist, but it has a twist, and it doesn't make sense. It has a lot of holes in it, but you know, it's a good movie. It's really good. It's fun. Biff from Back to the Future is in it. I think that's what is it, Amy Steele? I think her name is. She was in Halloween 2, or no, Friday the 13th Part 2. She's been in things. But yeah, April Fool's Day it's kind of a fun slasher, I guess. But then the ending, in a way I felt the ending was kind of weak, but then in another way I felt the ending was kind of fun. So it's a weird watch. You should check that one out. Number 25 is May from 2002, and that replaced a movie called Feast. May stars Angela Bettis and Jeremy Sisto, and Anna Faris is in it for a little bit. And that movie is really strange. Again, something that could really happen, sorta. Angela Bettis plays May, who's this just kind of strange, awkward girl, and she's kind of creepy, but you know, you want to root for her, but then again, you know what she's up to, so. But she's so innocent in what she's doing that you're like, yeah, but she doesn't realize what, but maybe she does. I don't know. But May, yeah, that's a creep fest. Then after May, number 24, The Funhouse, 1981. That replaces Slither on my list. The Funhouse was that was like a slumber party horror movie, you know. And I didn't go to a lot of slumber parties because my friends never wanted to watch horror movies, and that's like all I ever wanted to do ever, as long as I can remember, when movies were involved. But the Funhouse is it Dean Koontz? He wrote a book called The Funhouse, which this is a rare thing they do. Well, they may be more common now. They had him write the book for The Funhouse after the movie was made. So the book tells a whole story about what got us here. Now, when you watch the movie, you're like, I can see where he's going, but there's problems. But I love that book too. But The Funhouse is, it's just this grotesque guy. He's deformed and he's messed up and he's abused and he's just does terrible things and he works for the carnival and that's another thing. The carnival has always been really creepy to me, and that's why I love to go to them, because they're just so weird and creepy. Not so much anymore, but nothing has the magic it used to. But yeah, it's The Funhouse. If you haven't seen it and you like 80s slashers, I would recommend that. I think 80s slashers is just their own subgenre altogether. 80s slashers, I love them. Love them. And I know it's like, why do you want to see all these people get killed? I'm like, well, I don't really want to see them get killed. I just want to be scared. And that's kind of what scares me, because I don't want to be slashed, and there's a lot of studies out there explaining why people like scary movies and haunted attractions and things. And I mean, I can't explain to you why I like it. I just do. I like the rush, the feeling I get, because I don't like haunted attractions where people jump out on you and stuff like that. I don't like to really be startled. But like when I'm watching a scary movie, I know that I am safe, but I'm still getting the scare. I'm still getting the rush. So, but one day, I think it was Eric told me years ago, he goes, well, one day the movies aren't going to be enough, and then you're going to want to go to these haunted attractions. And I'm like, baby steps. Baby steps. Okay, so after The Funhouse, number 23 is a movie. It's a found footage movie called The Poughkeepsie Tapes from 2007, and that replaces a movie called Inside. The Poughkeepsie Tapes is deeply, deeply disturbing in my opinion. I love found footage films, and I really like it because it's done very, if I could use the term, clinically. It's the person they're showing in this movie he is sick, and it's messed up what happens in this movie. And again, it's very disturbing. But if you can handle disturbing and you like disturbing, I don't mean a Serbian film disturbing. I mean, more of a whitewashed disturbing. The Poughkeepsie Tapes is, in my opinion, probably one of the most disturbing movies I've seen in recent years. So after the Poughkeepsie Tapes is number 22. Night of the Demons from 1988, and that replaces Taurus Trap in this position. And this is Night of the Demons, the 1988 version. That movie is just, I always turn to that movie, like if I'm flipping through movies and stuff and I can't find something to watch, I'm like, oh look, there's Night of the Demons, let's watch this. And it's gross and it's moist and and I think it's scary. I really think it's a silly horror movie. And when you watch it, you're like, this is so dumb. But it's still a really fun movie for me. It scares me. And they're trying to survive. And then there's a little ending that, it's bad, but it's still kind of rewarding. So, yeah. So, Night of the Demons. And then last for this video is number 21, a movie called Orphan from 2009, and that replaces Trilogy of Terror. Orphan is about a little girl that is adopted. I don't know, she's maybe 10 or 11 years old. She's very precocious, and she's adopted by Vera Farmiga and Peter Sarsgaard, that guy. And all hell breaks loose in their life. And I think it's just, when you find out what's going on with her, it's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, but I did. It's that type of movie, you know. So yeah, Orphan is really, I like it a lot. I like that one. I like it a lot. It's creepy. It's weird. You know, but yeah, I like it a lot. It's creepy. It's weird. So yeah, that's Orphan in number 21. So that's it for this section of the video. Come back for the next part where I will go through 20 to 11. And then there'll be there'll be 2 more videos after that. So, so 1, 2, I think there's 3 more videos, because the last video, I'm going to go through the list of movies. I actually replaced them completely. So it'll be movies that were on the Shock Till You Drop list that I replaced completely. So, and we'll talk about those and why I replaced them. So that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to all of you later. Bye.